got a problem with me? Oh, are we live? Oh, hi everybody. This is the boss of the Silver Hawks. And I just really want to remind everyone that Hebrew and Keith's dad, even though they're late, it is Tornado Tuesday, so anything goes that can go will go. Does that make me mad? Yes. Does that make me sad? Yes. Does it make me confused? Yes. Does it make me feel empty inside? No. So just kick back, relax, put baloney in your sacks, and laugh until you collapse. Because it is now time for Tornado Tuesday, baby. Woo! Hey, where did my sidearm go? Hawko, are you playing with my sidearm again? Get the shit out of here, boy.
Hey there, everybody. Welcome to Tornado Tuesday. I'm your host with the most that likes to throw his toast into the abyssos. Hebro77 here, along with good old Keith's dad. Hey, Keith's dad, what's up, buddy?
Hey, Hebro. I gotta make a rhyme too. I'm the big bad glad sad dad. There you go.
I'm glad.
Did I say glad? No, glad or glad?
No, you didn't. You forgot the plaid.
I totally did forget the plaid. I'm wearing it. I got the coffee and the plaid. We're good to go.
Cool. No, hey, what'd you think about that message from the boss of Silverhawks?
I mean, I don't. I'll be honest. I'm not I don't really know who he is. Although I will say, after watching the Mandela Affected Family, that he has the same legs as Saji does.
Oh yeah,
they could be related. They have the same lower portion.
Yeah. Speaking of Saji, he got sucked up in the tornado and landed in Oz. And by Oz, I don't mean that wonderful magical place that has munchkins in it. I'm talking about the big house, baby. Like he's in
jail.
Yeah, he's there, man. So pray for him. Seriously.
Oh.
Pray he doesn't drop the soap. No, but seriously though, he is having some he had a family emergency and he had to go. That's the real inside scoop. We won't disclose exactly what it is because hell, I don't even know what it is, but we'll leave it at that.
My family is an emergency. I will say while we're waiting, I don't know about chat, but while we're waiting, I was looking up tornado jokes, and when you're ready, I have a few tornado jokes to tell. But
you know what? It's strange that I named this Tornado Tuesday. I wasn't even thinking about, like, there has been a huge amount of tornadoes going off in the country, and the what is it, Southwest, was it Midwest territories, whatever. Midwestern territories. And man, I didn't even think about that. And actually, Connie Joe said that there were several tornadoes like heading her way. So seriously, guys, we'll keep her in our thoughts and prayers. I think.
Yeah,
that would.
Y'all got to move to North Carolina. It's just gorgeous weather here all the time. I mean, it really is. We get like 2 weeks of rain, and it just drops all at once, and then it's just beautiful all the time.
Well, I gotta tell you, man, it seems like when I visited West Virginia, like my mom and my stepdad, like 2 stepdads ago, they lived in West Virginia, and I went and visited them. And my mom said there's absolutely no chances of tornadoes like where they were at because something to do with the mountains, I guess. Like,
yeah, tornadoes bounce off mountains.
Yeah,
they just bounce off of them. If one goes up to a mountain and there's a bit of an incline, it will literally just. Well, I mean, that's what I've always been told is that they just bounce off of hills and mountains.
Hills and mountains.
And I live on a hill, so yay.
Yeah. You know, where I live now, we live kind of like in a valley type area, like tornadoes go all around us. But we've been lucky. And I say that, and now watch. You just watch tomorrow we'll get hit by a tornado. Just because I said that.
Michael Fontana, you from South Kakalaki? Is that what you just South Carolina?
No, he's from New York.
Oh.
He's from Buffalo. I'm not sure what he's asking there, but
yeah, everyone needs to come to Carolinas. There was a huge migration to like Texas the last couple of years. We did have
that's where he did his basic training, I think.
In Texas or in North Carolina.
Said
where oh, Marine? You're a Marine? That's where I did my basic training. I didn't know you were a Marine. If you're a Marine, I didn't waiting for you to respond, but holy smokes.
I thought he told me that he was in the Army, but
Fort Jackson. Oh, that's Army. You know what Army stands for, right?
What's that?
Aren't ready to be Marines yet.
Ah. You know, my cousin, he was in both. He was in the Marines first and then got discharged and then was in the Army.
Yeah, I've seen that, which there you get the best of both worlds because even when you're in the Army, you're still considered a Marine in the Marine Corps. Mm-hmm. They'll still consider you I mean, once you're a Marine, you're always a Marine. That's just the way that it is.
Right.
And all, I mean, I try to explain that to people and they think that it's just like some sort of, title or something, but it's really not. It is deeply ingrained.
It's part of life, right? Sort of like the mafia, but different. Way different. But I'm saying like in terms of being there.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. I mean there for life, Yeah,
you're a band of brothers. Like if you could be like 20 years old, a 20-year-old Marine, and you can meet like a 70-year-old Marine, and you guys will be like brothers. There's almost no age difference. It's uncanny how bizarre it is because the boot camp really hasn't changed all that much. I think the Air Force, I mean, I think they give away stress cards still. If you get too stressed in boot camp, you give it to your drill instructor and they leave you alone. A drill sergeant, or whatever the heck they have in the Air Force. I got jokes too. Yeah, I know.
Oh, man.
We all got jokes for each other. You feel free to tell them. I would love to hear some
speaking of
anti-marine jokes.
Speaking of jokes, I hear you got some tornado jokes.
Yeah. You want to hear one?
Well, here's the thing. The thing. Wait for it.
You know the thing.
I have to run a small errand real fast.
Okay.
I kept getting called, so now I gotta go. I gotta go. But what I figured was, since you have the jokes, go ahead and tell the jokes. Keep these people company. Keep the show going, man. I know you're capable of it. You do a good job. So,
all right. Yes.
In other words, I'll be in my ready room. You have the bridge, number one.
Aye, Captain.
Okay. I'll be right back as soon as possible. All right, here we go. Okay.
I think he's gone now. All right, it's just us guys. All right, we can do this. All right. So here's some jokes. I'll tell you what. We were offline and I was just reading them. I don't know why I was reading them, but one of them caught me way off guard, and I actually laughed out loud, and Hebrew caught me laughing. But here's some of the jokes. So here's the first one. It's a blonde, a brunette, and a redhead are arrested and sentenced to death by firing squad, one by one. While they wait to be executed, they come up with a plan. Right before they're about to be shot, each one will yell that some natural disaster or emergency is happening to distract the soldiers. During the distraction, they'll try to escape. So the brunette is first. As she hears the person counting down to 0, she yells, "Tornado!" As the soldiers duck for cover, she scales the wall of the prison and escapes and leaves. The redhead is next. As she hears the captain counting down to 0, she yells, "Earthquake!" As the soldiers duck for cover, she scales the walls of the prison and escapes. Last is the blonde. As she hears the captain counting down to 0, she yells, "Fire!" Yeah, I wish we had like a laugh track to follow that. Oh, okay. Let's see. The other one, okay. No offense to anybody. We are talking amongst ourselves. Yes, smile of fire. All right. So no one take offense to this, but this one. All right. What does a tornado and a wife have in common? They both start with a lot of sucking and blowing. Then you end up without a roof over your head. Sorry, for some reason that one. That one got me really good. All right, let's see. Let me see. Here's one. I tried to get tornado insurance for my campsite, but the company refused. They said, if your tent gets blown away, you won't be covered. That's terrible. Sorry, just drinking some coffee. All right. What do you call a tornado full of cats? A catastrophe. Fun. All right, let me see. All right, a Republican, a Democrat, and Bill Clinton are traveling in a car when a tornado picks up the car and tosses them miles in the air. When the car finally comes back down, the three men realize they've been transported to Oz. I'm going to ask the wizard for a brain, says the Democrat. I'm going to ask him for a heart, says the Republican. Bill Clinton looks around and asks the two men, where do you think Dorothy is? Oh, I know. That one's terrible. That one's That was terrible. Why is
I
that?
just got here, so I have no idea where the start of that joke was. But
Here's another one.
what happened? What did I miss?
How are Hebrew? How are women in tornadoes alike?
How's that?
They they both moan like hell when they come and take the house when they leave.
Hey, there's nothing sexist about that. Not when you're telling the truth. I mean,
That's so terrible.
come on,
That's so
come
terrible.
on. It's a joke, people. It's a joke.
What? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You should. Look, if you guys laughed, you're also going to hell with me for that joke. That was terrible. There's another one that says,
It's terrible, but hey, it's a joke. It's a joke, people.
What's the difference between a redneck divorce and a tornado?
What's that?
Nothing. Either way, the trailer's gone.
Well, yeah. Oh man, that's too good. Too good.
Oh, good golly. These are terrible. Oh.
Well, I'm glad you're keeping the audience entertained. Speaking of the audience, who do we got here tonight? We got Milo Fire. Of course, we got Michael Fontaine.
Michael Fontaine. Wait.
Huh? What?
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Like Michael Fontaine is got sucked up by a tornado, landed in Oz, and is being talked to by the good witch Glinda. All right,
Okay.
ready?
All right.
Michael Fontaine, are you a good witch or a bad witch? There you go.
Oh, okay. I thought his response would be, "I'm a sandwich." No.
Oh, good God.
No, but okay, I'll say it like I'm out in the yard and I'm doing, I'm getting ready to mow and everything because I know there's some bad weather coming. Now, who's calling me now? Good Lord. It's Michael Fontaine. That wasn't it, but someone is calling me. I'll be right back.
Oh, good. More jokes. Here we go. What do you call a tornado that never touches down? Or tornado? Tornado. Oh, good golly. All right. Why do Redditors get excited when a tornado rips down miles of fences? Because there is a lot of reposting to do. Oh, good golly.
Oh, man. Okay.
All right.
No more interruptions for tonight, I promise, unless something bad happens. In that case, interruption.
I'll tell you what. On this list of jokes that I have, do you know how many of them are comparing tornadoes to women? It's like every other.
Loaded with them. Yeah, I'd imagine.
I got one more. Why are
One more.
tornadoes always named after women? Why are tornadoes always named after women?
I didn't know that they were, but okay, I'll go with it.
It's because when the tornadoes arrive, they're warm and moist, but when they leave, you only have half a house, no car, and your entire life lies in ruins.
Oh man, I mean,
so terrible.
Who wrote all these? Like,
I don't know, but
are they like in their 80s? I mean, these are so 50s, you know?
They really are. They're so terrible.
Oh my gosh. That's kind of funny though. I mean, you can joke about it, like George Carlin says. You can joke about anything. It's just how you construct the joke, you know. But hey, let's get serious for a minute.
All right, serious.
Let's get serious on this thing now, as the conservative twins would say.
This
Let's-
is my serious source.
Let's get serious on this. All right. So like your axe has the flaming green thing on it, right?
Yes.
So like
What is it?
It's like it I'm curious as to what exactly that thing is.
I mean, I'm guessing it's some sort of enchant, but
Mm,
I,
yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
That's what
I
I'm
don't know.
thinking too, dude.
I mean, this like I said, this guy's from Minecraft Dungeons, so he probably, I don't know, maybe uses an axe that's got a special effect or something. That's the only thing I can think of.
But hey, you know what? I have been so busy today, dude. I've been so busy, and I wasn't gonna have a live stream tonight. You know, hence the name Tornado Tuesday. Hell, it was gonna be Taco Tuesday, if anything, right?
Right.
Plus, there's a couple things going on in my personal life, but I won't get into that. But what I will get into is, oh my goodness, it's spring cleanup for us here, right? So my grandpa, he used to raise beagle hounds, and for hunting, strictly hunting, nothing else. And I made that sound like we were cooking and eating them or something. You know, just oh my god. Like, oh yeah, nothing else, nothing else. But no, so he had one beagle hound left, and I had the pen. I had this huge friggin' dog pen, but I only had one dog left. So the dog, so she passed away here a few months ago, like back in November, I think it was. And the dog was, and I kid you not, like 20 years old. Nearly 20 years old.
Holy smokes, that's
Yeah.
an old dog.
Oh, and I tell you what, she still had a lot of pep left in her. Like I could take her out. Like I let her out like every day, you know, to walk around the yard because we got a fenced in yard. And, oh my goodness, you go from one end of the yard to the next and back and then back and then back again. You know, it was funny seeing that dog wag her tail and all that good stuff. But anyways, so boy, I just really flew past that, didn't I? But no, so we had this guy come over, and because I don't have tools, like I have some tools, like I mean I have like hammers and screwdrivers and electric screwdrivers, battery operated screwdrivers. I have pliers and wrenches and all that stuff, basic man tools. But I don't have like, I guess I have a rotary saw, but I don't have like actual like wood chopping away cutting saws. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
if anything, I certainly don't have a power saw that's like that can be charged. I just have just like a saw that you got to plug in. So anyway, I wasn't getting the job done, so we hired this dude. But anyway, so he comes over and we both worked away at it. It took us about an hour, but man, there was a lot of pieces of this. And let me tell you something. The work they must have done on this thing, I mean, this was workmanship like you just don't see anymore. I mean, good golly, there was not a like you would expect over the years, like this would have some rot to it, especially, being outside in the weather and all that good stuff, But no, this thing was solid. I mean, it was solid as a golden brick road.
Wow.
Yeah. It was. We tried to manhandle it. I tried to rip the door off. I tried to rip this and that off to no avail, man. This thing was just, whew, it was super solid. So it took us a while to get everything apart, but we finally did. And I got it all out to the curb. And then, of course, I had some other things I had to get out to the curb. I had a weight machine I had to get out to the curb. I had 2 scales. I had like some toilet plungers and of course, all the dog food bowls and stuff that I had left over. I'm like, what am I going to do with all these dog food bowls? I'm like, I'll just put them out here, out to the curb, and an electric fan that went kablooey, just a whole bunch of other things. You know how it is when you're doing spring cleanup. So I got all of that stuff, got all the backyard all cleaned up, all nice and beautiful. You know, I still got to weed eat and pull all the weeds down where the dog pen was because there was some major weeds growing behind that dog pen because I couldn't get to them. You know, I could squeeze my fat ass behind that dog pen and get to freaking weeds. You know, who am I? Stretch Armstrong? No, I can't contort my arms in such a way. Wait, Stretch Armstrong. Who am I thinking of? Am I thinking of Inspector Gadget?
To stretch your arms out? Stretch Armstrong?
Plastic Man. Like I'm not Plastic Man, am I?
Oh, good golly.
No, I'm not Plastic Man. Or the other guy from the Fantastic Four. What's his name?
Um,
Dr. Richards. But what's Dr. Richards like his other name?
It is hold on. Mr. Fantastic.
Mr. Fantastic. Thank you. Yes. Yeah, I'm not him. I can't just, you know, make my arm go in between the. Hey, there's a kitty cat. How'd that kitty cat get on there?
It's the kitty cam.
There you go.
Don't you want to just watch a kitty cat sleep?
I don't know if I watched that long enough, it'd probably make me want to go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Like it's cute. Don't get me wrong. It's a cute thing to watch, but we're doing a broadcast over here. No, but that's cool, man. I like that cat. It's an awesome cat. But it seems like every time I see her, is it a her?
Yeah, it's her.
Yeah. Seems like every time I see her, she's always sleeping.
She is. She literally sleeps right next to me. Let me see. Here, yeah. She is look how stretched out she is on this bed.
Oh man. Yeah. She's
But
got some long arms.
It's nighttime and it's sleepy time. So we can check back in on the kitty cam as we go.
There you go. That's a great idea. Great idea.
She's a runt too, so she's a full grown. She's like 5 years old, but she's actually quite her name is Tiny Kitty. Like that's her name. We never really named her. She was just always a tiny kitty, so she's called Tiny Kitty. She had a name. Her name kind of was Jasmine, but no one uses that name. It's just always Tiny Kitty.
Tiny Kitty.
Tiny Kitty. That is her name.
All right. Well, hey, on Shifty Sunday, which you were on because Saji wasn't available for that one either.
Yep.
What the heck is going on with good old Saji? Oh man, it seems like every time we do a show, he's like, "No, I can't go." You know? Oh, but man, no. He really does have a series of unfortunate events, you know? Oh, but no.
Yeah, I see. I don't know. I picture him more of the what's the guy's name from a series of Is it like Olaf?
Oh,
what's the guy's name from the bad guy that just keeps coming back?
I don't even know, Mr.
Count Olaf, isn't it?
Really?
I think it's Count Olaf.
That sounds like the snowman from Frozen.
Yeah.
Count
Olaf. Yeah, that's what it is. That's his same name. Yep.
Huh. I did not know that. I thought his name was Lemony Snickets.
No, Lemony Snicket is what's funny is Lemony Snicket is the guy in the story is actually the brother of he wasn't even in the story. He's not even in the story. The guy that's telling the story wasn't even part of the story. He was told the story from his brother, I think was what it was. Bizarre. It's bizarre. The book is good. The book series is really good. They have
a TV show. They have a movie, of course, but the movie's only like one book worth. But they have a TV show that has 3 seasons to it, I think it is. And
really?
yeah, it's surprisingly good. The bad guy in that, instead of it being Jim Carrey, the bad guy is Mile of Fire. That's the film with Jim Carrey. But the TV show has got Neil Patrick Harris as the bad guy, as in the Netflix show. Which, I mean, he's great. I mean, I'll tell you, there's so many underrated actors, and Neil Patrick Harris is one of them. And he can do everything. I'm surprised he just doesn't go straight. Well, I mean, he's in movies, but he can sing, he can dance, he can act. He's really good.
Good old Neil Patrick Harris. You know what? I first remember him being Dookie Howser, and that's exactly what Milo Fire wrote down there.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, man. I know you're probably going to think I'm a complete wacko. Well, you already think I'm a complete wacko, but
That's why I like you.
right. But I actually liked him in the Smurfs movie, like the first one.
Oh, and he played Gargamel.
No, he didn't play Gargamel.
He didn't play Gargamel? Why am I thinking?
No,
maybe it's
no.
because
Hank Azaria played Gargamel, my friend.
Oh.
No, when he played the dude, like he was just a dude. Like a human, just a human guy. But he was sort of like the caretaker of the Smurfs. Like they came to his house and he was like, "What the hell? Who are you?"
Oh, gotcha.
You know. But he was really good in that movie. Like, and I didn't really like that. Wasn't one of my like. I didn't love it, but I liked it okay. It is a pretty decent movie. And then, of course, everybody remembers him from Harold and Kumar, you know.
I mean, I wasn't a big fan. I think I watched it, but I wasn't a big fan of that show. I think for him, the biggest one would be, I mean, I mentioned it in the last episode.
Oh,
of the
How I
episode
Met Your
before.
Mother.
Well, How I Met Your Mother is one of his more current ones, and then Dr. Horrible's Sing Along blog. The big
see,
one.
I've never seen that.
We should watch that together. It's on YouTube. I'm pretty sure
Is it?
you can watch it in 3 parts. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And it's short. It's a very short movie, but it's got the guy from man. It's got a whole bunch of big people in it, you know. But it's got that nerdy girl that plays video games, and I forget her name. I'm gonna look it up real quick.
All right.
Horrible Sing Along blog.
Be good, Johnny.
Okay, so it's got Felicia Day. Felicia Day, you know who that is?
Felicia Day.
She's the redhead, plays video games.
I don't know.
And then it's got Simon Helberg. Simon Helberg is one of the guys from Big Bang Theory. He's he's the nerdy one. No, I'm joking. He's the
yeah, the nerdy one. Yeah, that is, they're all the nerdy ones. So that narrows it down.
He's the one dating the blonde.
I
think what her name was her name Penny. That's him. He plays in it. He plays a villain called Moist, whose superpower is to make things soggy. Yeah, exactly. But then it's also got Nathan Fillion in it. Nathan Fillion is famous for he was Richard Castle on Castle. He was also in Serenity, Firefly.
Oh yeah, Firefly.
Yep. He was Captain Malcolm.
I'll be damned.
And really, those are all the characters. There's really very little people in it.
I agree with you, Milo Fire. I don't like that word either, but I did like the song that I think MC Hammer came out with. was it MC Hammer or Bobby Brown? I can't remember. She's moist and wet. Moist. Yeah, I don't know how that song was. It was in the 80s. But
Yeah, you wouldn't. This guy, it's exactly the way you would think about it. Is you? I mean, he doesn't seem like that bad of a guy, but you just don't really like him. He's just kind of like. I mean, he's constantly looks like he's constantly sweating, but that's because that's his superpower. And he's like,
it's more like a disadvantage.
At one point, he goes,
I mean, even at my most badass, I make people want to take a shower. That's the extent of him. I'll tell you, you gotta watch it. He wrote one of these days. We should just watch it together. It's absolutely hilarious.
We'll StreamYard.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah,
but it's got some good songs. I love the songs on it. It's got a good soundtrack because it's I don't know. But yeah, there are songs that I'll like. If I have a day where I'm just like, you're pissed off at the world, where you just want to like punch the world.
Yeah, I've had days. I had that day the other day, but go ahead.
Yeah, they got a song called "Brand New Day" in that movie, and it's literally just about a guy who's like just so happy that about how pissed off he's at. It's bizarre. It sounds like the name of the song sounds like it's a brand new day, it's beautiful out. No, brand new day where he's gonna just destroy everything.
That sounds like something I would put in one of my movies.
Well, he the basic premise is he's a villain that does a blog, and he's trying to get in what's called the Evil League of Evil, that's run by I don't know, some horse thing, but he's trying to get into this league, and the league he goes to rob something, and he ends up getting caught or whatever. That Captain Hammer watches his blog, so knew what was going to happen. So the Evil League of Evil says that the only way to join is to kill somebody. You have to kill somebody. It's the only way you're going to be allowed into the Evil League of Evil. And so that's not really his style to just go out and kill somebody. But then Captain Hammer, his nemesis, he's basically Superman, Captain Hammer, right? Who's such an arrogant, stupid guy, but hilarious at the same time. Steals the girl that Dr. Horrible likes. And so when he steals her, that kind of gives him the necessary motivation to go kill somebody. He wants to kill Captain Hammer. And the Brand New Day is the song of him just being thankful that, about how he's going to destroy the world. Yeah, go listen to it. It's the movie's fantastic. It stands the test of time too. Wait, Chuck Norris kicked the world and it started spinning. Bernadette Peterson, Michael Fontaine. Is that who you're talking about? Did I lose you guys? I'm pretty sure I'm still talking. Oh, Hebrew's muted. So, okay, yeah. So, Bernadette Peters? That's the only Bernadette I know is Bernadette Peters. Yeah, okay. Let me see. Can we get let's see while he's muted. If he's still muted. Is he still muted? Yes, he is. All right,
okay,
let's see.
So we sort of sidetracked because
yes, we did.
I was getting into we really squirreled, as I like to call it. We were like squirrel, because I was getting into something that I wanted to show a video of because I made
Oh,
a video
yes.
earlier today, and I was talking about Shifty Sunday. I brought up the subject of play sets that just don't make sense with their illogical way that you use them. Like, for example, that ladder, like I said, that basically you get on that ladder and it goes straight up to whoever's sitting in that throne chair, it goes straight up to their crotch. I mean, it's silly and ridiculous. Well, as it turns out, I did a little research after that program. And by the way, here's the original program that sparked the whole conversation that actually inspired me to make a video about it. So it's kind of cool in a way. But here's that part. That's what I was doing. I was combing through that while you were talking, Keefstad. I'm sorry.
No problem.
But that's what I was doing. I wasn't just sitting back somewhere eating a bag of chips, just so you know. But let me go ahead and play this. Here it is. Okay, you ready?
Yep.
All right, here we go.
Whoa, my legs are caught. Oh, this dang elevator. See, Hebrew, that elevator never works right.
I think it's working.
Up here anyway. I can't believe I'm going to live here forever. Yeah, considering there's no beds in here, and I don't even know.
More like
Right.
Like the only thing that could be more conspicuous is if there was a sign on the floor that said "trap door" with an arrow pointing to it.
Hey, that's me.
For real,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
They're not getting by with anything on that one. Sweet. Whoa.
I believe it's here.
You mean flaming hot Cheetos? Yes.
I also want to point out, so for everyone in chat, you guys are watching a video of us watching a video of us watching a video that Hebrew made.
Yeah.
Elevator never works right.
I think it's working.
Up here anyway.
So yeah, I guess I must have passed it up, but Saji goes up the ladder.
Yeah, that was like
Early on. Oh, there it was. Was that it?
I think that might be it.
It's because I don't hardly have breakfast, but when I do have breakfast, I have like 4 eggs. Well, there's 2 ways you can get upstairs. We can either take the elevator, which I've seen has been kind of detrimental to our health, which it seems like it leads straight to
Okay,
the
here it
Like
is.
you go up there, you're just gonna bump into her. Let me demonstrate. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna take this ladder up. Dum-de-dee, dum-de-doo. Well, hi there, sorceress. I'm right. See where I have my head lined up? This is really awkward. This is at the very top of the ladder. So now I got to turn over this way and crawl, and then stand on this spot right here. Hi, sorceress. Oh, well, hello there. Hold on. Well, hello there.
And then, like, I think this is what sparked the conversation where he's trying to jump up to this platform. It's shortly after Saji leaves. First of all, he gets caught in the elevator, which is hilarious always.
Well, there's a foot peg here. That's there, though. And there's these back here. I'll have to take a better look at it because it looks like this is the exact space.
Let's see.
Well, dang, it ain't opening. I know. You have to open it. I wonder if you could slide that latch. I bet you can. I mean, I wonder if I.
Yeah, that part is hilarious.
Well, that's as far as that Sorceress, is there anything
Here
I
we
can
go.
want you to do right now?
Here we go.
go.
Yes, hero. Man the gun. Okay, wait, how am I going to get up there? Use the ladder.
But there's little square pegs here, like here, here.
You know what I
wonder
found out
if I
about
stuck the
those?
ladder, but the throne's in the way, though.
Did you find out what the square pegs are for?
Those square pegs is where this flag. There's a flag here that hangs down, and that's where it hangs down from. Those square pegs.
Oh. Does that not just put the flag in front of the person who's sitting in a chair?
Yeah, I mean that's how it's affixed. I can't really move it any other way.
There is my question.
I don't know.
Man, who the heck designed this thing? Like Forrest Gump?
I mean, not to mention, this is a castle, and you're having to climb a ladder.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, there's you can see him better here. It looks like a ladder would definitely go up there, but
Wait, no, don't people's feet get put in there? Isn't there something for people's
there's
feet?
well, there's a foot peg here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
That's there, though, and there's these. I think I almost had it.
1 hour later.
See, he's trying to jump up there.
That's me, by the way. Does that voice?
Is it really?
Yeah.
That's really good.
1 hour later.
I actually thought it was Byron.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was me.
All right, here we go.
You'll get it next time.
Oh, God.
Oh, and you knocked the sorcerer silver.
I did.
Monitoring the computer.
It's funny when you're talking there. I don't know if you're talking there, or when you're talking there, or you're talking here when you're talking there.
Same. But honestly, I haven't been talking. So
Okay. That's what I was doing. I was kind of answering you, but not knowing that you weren't talking when you weren't talking, but you were talking when you weren't talking. You know what I'm saying?
yes. No.
Do I understand what you're saying? No.
Yes. No.
but here's
The thing.
the thing.
You know the thing.
I was getting it ready. That's why I hadn't said it yet. Like I was on the verge of saying it, and then you went and said it, and I hadn't had it ready. So I was like, "Oh shit, I got it ready now!" Ha ha. But man, we are losing people fast and vast. That ain't good, Captain. I mean, Commander. So I'll tell you what I'll do, since Milo Fire at least is here. And she remembers that episode that we did of Shifty Sunday because she was here on Shifty Sunday when we did the episode. Her and Michael Fontaine.
Sorry, I have a little girl running in to talk to me who should be in bed right now. It's 11 o'clock.
Okay. Well, I'll let you get situated while I set this video up, but I'm going to set the video up. You go ahead.
Go ahead. You go ahead. Set the video up. I'll give everyone. The kitty cam.
Okay, there you go.
That's the kitty cam. That's the kitty cam.
The kitty cam.
Move your foot. There we go. There she is. The precious girl. You want to say hi to everyone? Say hi. Hello.
Position, right?
Say hello, kitty cat. She's just dead to the world here.
All right.
Wet Willie, my kitty cat. Oh,
Oh, there it is.
there
There
we
you
go.
go. that
She
that
didn't-
got her. That
she
will
didn't
correct.
like that. Yeah, we're back down now.
That's how we have to wake up Saggy. See?
Yeah, then we got a wet willy. Don't put your
Give
feet
her
in
a
the
wet
way.
willy.
I can't see you. There we go. Let's see. Look at
Isn't
what
there-
it takes. Oh, here it comes. Here it comes. That's me torturing my kitty cat.
Isn't there a nerve? I think there's a nerve like on the back of the ear or something like that where if you like, or maybe it's on the face somewhere where if you touch it, the ear will bend.
On
Like,
her
have
ear?
you ever heard of that?
No, unless she gets mad and her ear like goes back like that.
Yeah. No, I've been watching like TikTok videos where they show where there's a certain spot on a cat where you touch the somewhere on the face, I forget which part it is, but the ear will bend. Meow. And I don't know. Where it
But
is,
as you can tell, she just lets me mess with her like constantly. I can do
Yeah.
almost anything to her and she'll be perfectly fine. You
she
know,
looks very content.
she is very content. She definitely loves her daddy. She definitely just trusts me implicitly, just
And
everything.
you know what? That's very unusual. You don't usually get cats that are like that. Usually cats are to themselves.
Yeah.
For the most part, you know?
Yeah, no, she sometimes she's in my lap, sometimes she's in her bed where she's right now. But she is always right next to me for, and she lets me do anything. I mean, she just trusts me.
Oh, hi, there's Miss Connie Joe.
Hey,
Um,
Connie.
Connie Joe, how's the weather your way? Are you guys doing okay over there? We'll just give her some time to answer that.
Well, she's still here, so she's still got internet.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, I've got the video.
You got the video?
I got the video loaded. Here's
bye kitty cam.
I have the explanation as to, well, just watch it. It pretty much speaks for itself. All right. Do I have it big screened or little screened?
You got a big screen, big screened.
All right, cool. All right, here we go.
Here we go.
A little plug there at the beginning.
Over by Hebrew 77 here. Okay, so I just wanted to make this video because I made a video called the Mandela Affected Family series, and I was talking about how these play sets. I've got the Newcastle Grayskull here. A lot of your play sets have things that just don't make sense, logical sense. You know what I'm saying? Like how you get to one place to another, sort of thing. That's what I was talking about, and I think I have it all worked out on here. But I give you an example of play sets that just don't make sense logically. When the toy companies were designing these things. And when you're a kid, of course, you're expected to use your imagination. And I get that for the most part. But when I was a kid, my toy sets had to have sort of logic to it. Got here is the Ghostbusters Firehouse. Everyone had this toy when they were a kid, right? So you got the fire pole.
Everyone had that toy when they were a kid.
Right. I just assumed this. Even though this thing was like the hardest thing to find back then in the day. I mean, oh my gosh. You would not believe, like, just when I was a kid, how badly I wanted this thing and how much I'd have people search for it for me. I mean, it was just crazy how many times I'd beg my grandma or my aunt or something like that to go help me go. Like every time they went to the store, I was going with them. Like, yeah, I was a toy hunter even as a young kid. So, oh my gosh. But finally, a real quick story before I play this video. My aunt, oh my God, she was such a good person, and she was such a patient and a loving person, and she, I mean, she would just give you the shirt right off of her back. You know, she was just just an amazing person. She was. Now,
I don't want my aunt ever giving me the shirt. I just pointed that out. That was not a good
literally,
thought.
but now I will say this: she was tough. If you broke a rule, you got out of line. She didn't let you get by with anything, and she was very strict. Which, so when this happened, it really surprised me. But I was there and I wanted this toy so bad, and she stopped at nothing. I mean, nothing. Like no, when it was like the mom from Child Play, like the original one, like the first one, when she was going from store to store, couldn't find that My Buddy toy or whatever it was. It wasn't My Buddy, but anyway. But I
She
never,
bought it from a thrifter.
yeah,
A thrifter outside. Yep.
but that was my aunt at that time, you know. But she didn't buy it from some drifter. We finally found a Kmart that was there. This is in Memphis, Tennessee. My aunt and uncle, they're from Memphis, Tennessee, and me and my grandpa and grandma would go and visit them every 4th of July, and we would stay about a week or so, you know, and that was our vacation pretty much. And anyway, so we finally found this thing, and I don't even remember how old I was. I was probably getting close to the age where I was probably getting ready. Like a year or two later, I probably had outgrown toys. But so anyway, I mean, that was just, to me, it's just something that I'll never forget. Like I'll never forget what great lengths she went through to get this thing. And it was like, at the time when I was a kid, I didn't really even give it a second thought, you know. I was still grateful, don't get me wrong, but I wasn't like, I never thought about, like, it just goes to show you how much when somebody loves you, you know, you can just, you know what I'm saying?
I do know what you're saying. Yes.
It's like, and I wasn't even that great of a kid either. Let me tell you, I used to give my grandparents and aunt and uncle so much grief sometimes. Like when I ran away when they were in the store, but you know, but yeah, this is just something that I'll never forget. It's something that is always going to be in my memories. Go ahead, Keith's dad.
Oh yeah, you always get the stories from childhood that you never forget. I don't have too many of those stories, but and oddly some of the stories aren't the ones that I remember. They don't seem that good, but they're very childish. Like for instance, when I was like 7, I think it was, all I wanted was a saxophone. I wanted a saxophone for Christmas so bad, you know, like a real saxophone. And my parents bought me a little toy saxophone. Like a little tiny toy saxophone, and I remember being gratefully disappointed. I didn't get mad or anything, but I was just like, well, yeah, okay. I get it.
Yeah.
Why would you buy a 7-year-old a full-on saxophone?
Right. Yeah. They tried. They were thinking of you, and they went to great lengths to get it, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. Well, the toy saxophone? No.
Well, no, I mean, I'm just saying, like, their heart was in it, you know? It was in the right place.
I mean, they did, yes, because it was on my list to get a saxophone, and they did their best to get a saxophone. Yeah.
Mhm.
Nowadays, well, I mean, with my kids, it's like they, we used to have the Toys R Us flyer that we would like circle things on.
Oh yeah.
You remember doing that?
Mhm.
Everyone did that.
Yep.
That you don't have that now. Now they my kids want YouTuber merchandise.
Yep. Yep. Same way with mine, dude.
My son had a Minecraft YouTuber birthday.
Oh
Like,
wow.
yeah,
Hmm.
I forget the guy's name, but yeah, he and we bought a whole bunch of merchandise, from this YouTuber, and it was all incredibly cheap plastic stuff that broke within like 2 days.
Oh man.
It's just awful stuff.
Yeah.
So, if you get merchandise, apparently, if you're going to be a good YouTuber, you have to have garbage merchandise. that's the lesson.
Yeah. But I know how that goes too, because that's how my daughter is. That's what she wants anymore. Anything she sees on YouTube, she's like, "Oh gosh, yeah, YouTuber got this. I gotta have." I'm like, "What the heck are you even talking about? What is that? I never heard of it before." But apparently it's a thing now.
My kids are watching something now. It's a very famous YouTuber, right? And all she does is like review other people's videos.
Mm-hmm.
And she wears these glasses that just make me think she's a librarian. I don't even know her name, but my kids watch her like all day. They would watch her all day if they could.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a Miss Kitty. Is that her name? I don't remember what her name is, but yeah. Oh, it's awful. It's awful stuff.
Yeah, back in the day, we used to have, like, I'll give you an example of my GI Joes. Like the back of the packages would have what toys were going to come out next, or they would have the ones that were in stores, and you would circle, like you'd mark off the ones you already had, and then you would circle the ones you wanted. And back in the day, I got like $1.50 allowance or something like that, and I knew exactly to the very dime, tax and all, like how much a figure was going to be. And I knew, like I got my allowance, I think it was like every Friday or every other Friday or something like that. And I knew, like I added it up like $3 and something for 2 figures. And I was like, every time my grandma would go to the store, every time. And I had that money saved up. Not every time, but just about every time. I'd hand her that card, say, "This is the ones I want right here," and I'd hand her the money, and I'd say, if you can, because she'd ask everyone, before she'd go to the store, anything I can get for you guys, and that'd be just one of those things. You're a little kid, of course, you're not going to want like, peaches or apples or anything like that. Of course not. You're going to want like toys, so that was my thing. Like I'd save up my allowance, and then I'd hand her my allowance, and the figure that was circled on the card, I'd point them out, say, this is the ones I want. And a lot of times she wouldn't come back with that, but a lot of times she would be sport enough to go do that. So that was another thing that was great when I was growing up. And a lot of times, most of the time, she'd say, "Yeah, but you have to go with me. If you want this toy so bad, you're going to go with me." You know what I mean? And I'd have to help her carry groceries in. That was the other part of the deal.
You gotta work for it.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that was the thing to do. You circled the ones you wanted,
Yeah, yeah. That's. And if it wasn't at Toys R Us, you're just not getting it. Heck, Toys R Us used to be a good deal. It's not a good deal anymore. Toys are like way more expensive at Toys R Us. Or wait, is Toys R Us even around
They're
anymore?
not. They're not even. They're gone. They went bankrupt like a few
Th-
years
th-
ago. Yeah.
Well, that's because they ended up being so much more expensive than everybody
Well,
else.
that's because they stopped being a toy store that was just for kids and whatever, and they started being more of a collector store. Like they started pandering to adult collectors. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's why everything was just so expensive. Because they're like, this is our money maker right here. Or so they thought. They're like, we'll forget all the regular toys, just forget them, and we'll just mark up all these collectibles.
I mean,
that
there was
they
a
went with.
time. There was a time you could go into Toys R Us and play in Toys R Us for hours.
Mhm.
You know, it was where a kid could be a kid. You could
Yeah.
go in there and just play with all the toys, and by the time it was ended, they were all like locked up or put on high walls or something, so you couldn't even get to them.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, we didn't even have a Toys R Us until like I think 96 or something like that. So it
Whoa,
wasn't.
what the heck?
Yeah. We
What
we had
happened to your childhood?
well, we had KB Toys. We had a KB
That doesn't
Toys.
count. That wasn't the same.
Yeah.
That's a mall store.
Right. But I mean that's all we had. We had KB Toys and Walmart and Venture. I mean, that's where you got your toys at. And even Sears, like Sears sold toys at that time.
Yeah,
Like, back in the 80s.
yeah, they had a pretty significant toy section
Yeah.
back in the day. Being an anchor store, they did.
Kmart, that was another place.
Yeah, Kmart was always they always had the generic stuff, in my opinion. Like if you wanted a generic Spider-Man, it wasn't Spider-Man, but it was Spider-Man-ish. So yeah, that's when I went to Kmart. They always had the like the not so good toys in my opinion.
Really? Because
Yeah.
I remember when I was a kid, we went to Kmart all the time, and well, not all the time, but just about as much as we could. And they always had like the real Ghostbusters, and they were the real toys, and they G.I. Joe and He-Man.
And
I
don't remember that.
Yeah.
I went my share of Kmart's, but never for toys. Never for toys there. It was always for shirts or socks or underwear.
Yeah.
That's why we would go to Kmart.
I see.
And we went there tons. Toys R Us was Malafire says I went there plenty, but Toys R Us was like a total adventure. It used to be. Toys R Us used to be just such a kid zone. The Spider Kid, yeah. There used to be such a kid zone. You could, those RC cars that you could like get in with the Jeeps and stuff, and the cars that you could ride around. You used to be able to ride them. They used to have them on the floor, and you could get in and ride them around. And then they threw them up on the shelves where you can't get them.
Right. Now I have something. I have a problem with Toys R Us, though. I do have one problem with them. They never had the toys that they advertised in their commercials.
Well, they were always sold out of the toys that were in the commercials. Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, like, no, they never, like, those were toys that were never made, like the giant bowling pins and that giant teddy bear. It was like, it was never there. Like, I'd go there expecting to see toys that they had in that commercial. The commercial.
Yeah. I have a memory that didn't actually exist. And it's funny that you mentioned teddy bears, because I have a memory that now I can't. It was a memory of me climbing on a teddy bear, and we're talking like a 20-foot teddy bear. I want to say it was 20 feet tall, right? And I could have sworn it was at like a museum of science of some sort. It would have been in Boston or Rhode Island, most likely in Boston. And I have this memory of climbing like up the arm of this teddy bear. And now it's like there's no possible way. There's no possible way that teddy bear was that big, you know, or heck, I can't even find where this teddy bear even existed.
Yeah.
No, it's not Teddy Rumpelstiltskin. No, it's Teddy Teddy Ruxpin. Teddy Ruxpin. Yeah, Teddy Ruxpin was my favorite toy growing up.
Oh man, no way. No, that thing creeped me out when I was a kid. Like I couldn't even look at the commercials for him.
Oh,
I was so creeped out. And maybe that's because I was allowed to watch the Chucky movies.
Maybe.
But I was like, that thing just looked so creepy to me. I thought it was going to come to life. I didn't want it. I think I had a cousin that had it. I was just like, how do you even sleep at night? You know? Like,
no. Yeah, not Grubby, not Fobs. I had Grubby, I think, right? Because you could, like, if you had a Teddy Ruxpin, you could plug them from one into another to make their mouths move in sync. But I did have at one point where I could sync two of them up to talk to each other. But to be completely honest, it was just Teddy Ruxpin. And I will say, because I own an old Teddy Ruxpin, like the original. I do own one of those, and that is the worst teddy bear ever. Like it's so. I mean, it's fluffy on the outside, but you can just right on it. You know, like I mean, it was hard as a rock. There was no snuggling this teddy bear. It's so hard because there's a big cassette player inside of it. But yeah, I got one. The only other thing that I was really into, and I hate to say that it's another stuffed animal, was Pound Puppies.
oh yeah. Yeah, I had Pound Puppies. But you know what I had? I had like the tiny ones. Like I had the smaller ones. And I think what it was it wasn't even like store-bought ones. Like it was, I think Hardee's or one of those places had a special deal where if you bought like certain amount of sandwiches, like you got a Pound Puppy. And that was I forget what it was, but I remember I had a few of them.
Yeah, give me 30 seconds. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. I do want to play the rest of this video though, but okay. Okay, so while he's I guess I could let me go ahead and downsize this a little bit so I can see the chat. Well, he's at 30 seconds. I could wait 30 seconds. So we got 30 seconds here. Let's see. What can we do for 30 seconds? You know what? I don't know. Because you know what? When it comes right down to it, what do you even do for 30 seconds? Well, I can tell you about a dream I had before all these tornadoes started coming on. It was just the other day. I remember I was dreaming and I went to this one place. I was walking. I was on foot. Something happened to the car. I forget what it was, but we were on foot and we were walking. And I saw tornadoes starting to form in the sky like miles away. Like I don't even know how I was able to see them miles away, but I was able to see one miles away forming in the sky right in front of me. And I was like, oh shit, I need to get to some kind of shelter of some sort. And I was going from store to store trying to see anyone who had a basement, right? And then finally, I came across this bar. Like this dude had a bar, and he was about ready to close it to lock it in because there was a tornado coming. And I followed him in there just as he was closing the door. And he was like, "Oh shit, what are you doing there?" I'm like, "Dude, can I just stay down here until the storm blows over?" He's like, "Oh, okay, fine." Like he wasn't exactly happy of me being in there. But so we go down to the basement, and he does this thing where not only does he go down into the basement, but he rows. He does like this army row all the way down the stairs. It's so funny. It does like this row, and then he rows into like next to the couch, like this big long row all the way across the room. But I'll tell you what was so cool about the basement is like, so it was a basement for a bar, so it had all of your like all the beer and whiskey and stuff like that, and it was all stored down in this basement. Tornadoes coming, it's like barreling on us. That's why he rode down the steps, because it was barreling on us as he was closing the door to the basement. It was like, close the door, tornadoes there already. Boom. I'm down in the basement with this dude. I don't even know this dude. And but so we're hanging out, and then as soon as the tornado seemed like it was gonna let up, he's like, "All right, dude, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave, man. I gotta close this place up. I'm not even supposed to have anyone down here, And so I get out of there, and I'm walking down the street. And as I'm walking down the street, I can still see that it's still dark outside. And it's daytime. It's like in the middle of the day. So I don't know why he's closing the bar, but I guess it's like midday or something like that. I don't know, but I could see more tornadoes forming. Like there was a bunch more on their way. And I was like, man, I'm going to have to find a safe spot again. Usually once a tornado hits, it's done. It moves on to the next town or whatever. But there was more tornadoes forming within like half an hour, within the same town, within walking distance of where I was at. And mind you, again, I'm on foot. So it's not like I could just hop into a vehicle and drive fast enough or far enough away from this thing that I'm going to be in the safe zone, so to speak. So I'm just looking for any place I can go into. And I think I ended up in this restaurant, and they were trying to get everyone out of there. And I was coming in just as they were trying to get everyone to leave because the tornadoes were coming. But I just refused to leave. I tried to blend in, like I tried to blend in with the staff. And I go to the back, and I can remember like being told when I worked, like I worked at fast food places, I worked at restaurants like the Texas Roadhouse and stuff like that. So what we were always told was if there's ever a tornado barreling in on you, the safest place to go while you're in that restaurant's in a walk-in cooler, right? So that's what I was trying to do, is find this walk-in cooler. And for some reason, every time I just barely get into the walk-in cooler, the tornado would just barrel in on me. And eventually, like I did get into a walk-in cooler, and the tornadoes just stopped. Like they just stopped dead. But there was a bunch of them. And I mean, they were on their way, and I knew they were on their way. And about the point I think that I stepped into the walk-in cooler is when I woke up. And get this, that's not even the half of it. Like when I woke up, I was cold. Like my hands were cold, my feet were cold. I was just cold. I guess it did have something to do with having my fan blowing directly on me, but I don't know. Anyway, let's see if Keith's dad's back. Keith's dad, are you back yet?
Oh yeah, I've been back for like 5 minutes.
Oh man.
I was just listening. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Cool. Yeah. Well, I thought I'd tell a tornado story since we
Yeah.
are Tornado Tuesday here. So let's go ahead and play the rest of this video. What do you say?
I say what you say is what I say.
Okay, if you say. Oh boy, what a day. I'm gonna play this video now. All right, here we go.
You got the basement here. I don't know why that gun's there. Get that gun out of here. Gun out of here. But anyway, you got the basement here where the Ecto 1 went. And then you got the library area here. I used to use this area here for the bathroom. And then, of course, you got the top here, which is, I just always assumed this was their bedroom. So you got the fire pole here. And then you got this platform that they all stand on. I'll demonstrate how that works if you didn't have one of these when you're a kid. So basically,
So I did kind of, what I said earlier. I did kind of like, because I assumed earlier that everyone had one of these when they were a kid, even though I knew that wasn't true. So that's why I corrected myself there. I just assume whatever I had is whatever people had better had, or else,
I mean, I definitely had one of these.
Yeah. I don't think Saji did because he was
And
very confused.
the other big thing I had was I had the Turtle Mobile from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, I love that thing. Yeah.
It opens up into like, I don't even remember what it opens up into. The sewer? When you open it up, does it look like the sewer? What's inside of it?
No, it's just a van. I don't know what you had, but it's just a van that just the hatch opens up. And you
Maybe that was it.
figures in there, but that's about it. No, but let me go ahead with this video.
Yeah, good.
Long.
you take your figure. In this case, we'll make it Dr. Peter Venkman. And you'd sit him on this crap. And it had the...
Well, that's a good picture of my leg.
I guess I was still recording. So
Those beautiful, sexy legs.
Woo!
And there you go. That's how they got downstairs. Now, the issue with this...
That's not
when I was
how they got downstairs, isn't there? Twisty thingy?
Yeah.
On the top, where you're actually just supposed to twist it to make them go down. They don't spin around in circles, do they?
No, that's the way it works, man.
I don't think I ever used it that way.
Oh man,
yeah. I thought it was like an elevator where you twisted it and they would go down, but they wouldn't move.
No, that was
a corkscrew.
Gimmick. That was the gimmick. Yeah, it was supposed. That's why it had those grooves.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't think I did that.
Because you have a latch at the top. I don't think I showed the latch, but you have a latch at the top that locks it into place. And then you trigger the latch, and then it would do that. Woo! Let's see that again. Usually, if you had a figure doing that, though, he'd fly up. Not my leg. They'd fly off. I think it is if you have more than one figure, though, one or both will fly off if you don't have them on there properly.
Do this.
But yeah, it's supposed to do that.
And there you go.
That's too funny.
Now, the issue with this that I had when I was a little kid is there's no stairs. There's no way for them to get up here. I guess, you put a ladder in there.
That looks a lot like the He-Man ladder.
I wonder why.
Get you. Let's see. Ladder there. Saji suggested putting a fireman ladder up there for some reason. I don't know what the heck he was talking about. I don't think even he knows what the heck he's talking about half the time. But anyway, we got this part here that he's standing on. There are no stairs, no way for them to get up there. So when I was a kid,
I always just pretended like this was a hydraulic lift. Just takes him right up, and he can just hop off from there, get to that floor, or he could take it all the way up and lock it into place, and there you go. He goes to bed. So that was one logical thing to do with these guys. So anyway, that's a demonstration of how toy companies don't really make any sense when they're drawing out plans for these toys and stuff. Now on the air, I had Castle Grayskull. I want to send him down one more time. I had Castle Grayskull, and whoa, there he went. They usually always did that. And the Castle Grayskull had this ladder, which I'll show you here in a minute. And I think I was sitting the ladder in the wrong place. Got Castle Grayskull. Here's your Castle Grayskull. Here's the top of Castle Grayskull. This is what it looks like when it's closed. Now, here's the point that I wanted to make. Instructions, it shows the place of the ladder and where it's supposed to go. So you take your ladder and you go up to this part here. But here's the issue. I'll show you that here in just a second.
Oh, dang, he brings out the instruction manual.
Here's the issue with the trap door.
Wait, hold on.
You can open it from
Wait.
the inside. You just have to work on it
Hold
a little
on.
bit. But
You brought out the instruction manual. Things are getting serious.
Oh, yeah, it's getting down and dirty now.
Go ahead, keep going.
All right.
the problem again isn't the. Let's see. Let's have to push on this. Why? First of all, why make it hard there for people to open it like that? Why can't you just have it where it's unlatched and still closed, as with the original? That makes no sense to me. So now let's get to the meat at hand here. So, okay. The castle, I was talking about the ladder, is supposed to go here, which is true. It does go here. You take your ladder. I gotta move this out of the way a little bit. There we go. You take your ladder. There's a spot there. And it rests.
Oh, it's perfect.
But now the question is, let's say you got an action figure. In this case, we'll use Michael Keaton because I don't got any of my He-Man figures out except for the Sorceress. So he climbs up the ladder. He's on here. Now we assume he got here from the elevator. The elevator takes you to the second levels, which is what it's supposed to do. You're across here and you want to go here. Well, that's all good and well, but of course you got the trap door. Now, my theory is this. You go up here. Now you're up here, right? You're on this platform. The question is, how do you get from this platform to that platform?
Ooh, pick me.
In just a moment.
Huh? Hold on a second.
And also, how would you...
What's up?
Oh, I know the answer to that.
Okay.
But you said you're going to answer it later in the video, so we'll go with that.
Oh, okay.
But I think I have the answer for it. Can I guess?
Yeah, you can guess.
Okay, it's the same thing. They're the same. They're together because you have to imagine the castle being closed. So with the second floor, technically, when you go up the ladder, you're actually right next to the chair, which is also on the second floor. When you go up the elevator, you're technically right across the room from the chair. You're like right next to it. Because if you imagine the set being closed, that's the room. So when you're opening it up, you're cross-sectioning it. Does that make sense?
I don't know. We'll have to see.
All right, let's
find out.
Go ahead.
But you know, You should probably bet money on this.
Spatial
Just-
reasoning.
I'm just saying. Oh, spoiler.
Was it a spoiler? Was I wasn't right? Was I right? I don't know.
No, I'm not going to tell you yet. I'm not going to tell you. You're going to find out when you watch the rest of the video. See?
Okay.
Oh, man. Okay, here we go. Just ignore that, people. Just ignore everything he just said. You got to watch the rest of the video, the rest of you.
I haven't. I promise you, I have not watched this video. I'm just guessing.
Okay, well, all right.
You get to this platform, I'll answer that in just a moment. Now, obviously, there is a place for the ladder here. We established that. Now, you come over here and you look at the throne, which I think this is where this conversation all took place. There's 2 slots here also, which line.
But here's something you haven't figured out yet, and I'm getting to.
Perfectly with your ladder. Now, I've given them.
Not saying that you figured out the first one. You might have, you might not have. Who knows? We'll have to watch the rest of the video.
I'm watching intensely.
Okay.
That's a lot of thought. Now, let's say your sorceress, which she doesn't fly, by the way. She
Why does
turns
she have wings?
into a bird creature, the Zoar. Now, the Zoar can fly around. She has wings, but she can't fly. Anyway, so
All right, she's an ostrich. We're not calling her the sorceress anymore. She's an ostrich.
now obviously anyone going up the ladder is going to have trouble getting to this floor. That's not what the ladder is for. This is what I figured out. So you're sitting in your throne chair. If you go this way, you'll be standing on the trap door. Now, you could probably jump over the trapdoor, which is kind of hazardous and silly in some way. Or you can just go over it a billion times or not, and it probably won't trigger. It's not going to trigger unless someone's in here with you and they turn the chair. But if you're sitting up there, the more practical way for you to exit would be to go down the ladder. Now, you may ask, well, it's probably more practical for her to get there by using the elevator. Now, we talked about how this elevator isn't reliable. Well, that's not 100% true. You could stand a figure on there if he's got the proper foot peg, and you pull the elevator up. Now, the vintage one didn't have foot pegs, so we'll just, there you go. He made it up there with no issues. Okay, but that's not a He-Man figure, so if you're up here with no issues, and this platform actually sits lower than this one, so you have to stretch your leg up there. Like I said, you can cross across this way, no problem, billions of times, and it'll never trigger. But what about after time, this mechanism just gets weak and it just pops down for no apparent reason? That is what happened with the old Castle Grayskull, after all. And it does happen. So now you're going to take a chance. This thing will spring sooner or later, especially after you have it for a few years. So now your action figures, they have no choice. They go up the ladder to get into the throne chair. They go down the ladder to get out of the throne chair. So I can see why they made this sort of a spot for the throne chair.
So there you go. It's like, it's not a ladder to actually get onto the platform. It's a ladder for whoever's sitting in this chair to actually get down.
Okay.
So they don't have to walk across the obvious trap door, as you put it.
The super obvious trapdoor.
Right. So that's what I figured out, that's why they did this. So there actually is some logic behind this.
Right.
And maybe I'm digging too deep into this. All right, now let's put our elevator down.
Here we
Get
go.
this little gargoyle
Now I'm going
guy
to get to the super exclamation.
down. Elevator's down. And okay, it's down. It's in its place. Now, I want to talk to you about Vantage Point, like an airplane point. The castle, when it's opened up like this, it represents two halves. But what it's actually doing by showing these
Here we go.
two halves is it's showing you from a different perspective, a point of view in which you probably sort of like a map point of view or an airplane point of view. In other words, when you're looking at your house from an airplane and you see like the whole square footage and all that, and it just looks weird. Or seeing it from Google Maps or Google Earth, for example, that's a perfect example. Would be sort of, like weird or whatever. So we'll put it that way. So, all right. The castle's inside. You're seeing it with two halves. So these platforms are two platforms, which is true, sort of. But when you close the castle, castle is closed, the two platforms are together, and I pointed this out.
There you go, Keith's dad. I think you're on to something here, man.
Oh.
Early on. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. So if it's closed and those figures are on the inside, the only reason it is open and is split in two halves is for our benefit, so we can see what's going on in there. We're getting sort of an X-ray sort of panorama point of view of what's in the castle. But if you use your imagination and pretend they got the ladder up to here, which is what the designers did, they put the ladder where you can get up to here, then you're already standing on this platform. Or, it's up to here, then you're already standing on this platform. So, it's like an invisible wall that's not there. It's an invisible force field that you can't see. It's like that plank in Indiana Jones in The Last Crusades where he throws the dirt on there and he sees it, but he only sees.
I just like how philosophical I'm getting about the whole thing.
You are getting very technical.
About a playset, mind you, no less.
But this is like behind the scenes of the Mandela affected family is what we're getting at.
Yeah.
Believes it's there because that whole movie's about faith and religion, So here was the problem: how to get to this gunner. All right, because there is no possible way. That was the whole joke of He-Man. He was jumping up there, trying to get to this to man the gun. When the castle is closed, let's assume that our main character, which is Michael Keaton in this case, has taken the ladder up to, which one is it? This platform. While he was inside the castle. Castle's closed. He's inside the castle. There's a ladder down here somewhere. He's up here now. And now he wants to man the gun. And just keep in mind also, Masters Universe figures are kind of bigger than this. So he can go about it two ways. He can now climb his way up there and scoot on his belly over here and man the gun. This is not here. This is an imaginary barrier because he's inside the castle. Oh wait, that doesn't make sense, does it? No, this would be the roof. Okay, this is the roof. This is the castle closed. But let's assume that this is just, it's not there. Like he climbs over on his belly and he's manning the gun from that position. Now he can lay across this. It's not the safest thing to do.
Yeah, dangerous.
Right. Just one little slip and he's done. He's done for, dude.
But now and then when the castle opens up, he's protected. He's out the gun. Or he can climb up on his feet and just walk over to the gun if he's one of those guys that ain't afraid of heights, which I am. Or he can walk over here, put on his butt, get over there, get to the gun. However, castle's closed. We're assuming this, getting to the roof, this part of the roof, is from the inside. The gun is on the outside. So now we're presented with a new challenge, which I didn't think of before I started filming this video. Okay, so theoretically, castle's closed. He used the ladder from the inside. It's on the inside. He climbs up here. All right, he's up here. Gun's way over here, and you can't get to it anyway. You can't squeeze in there. There's no friggin' way. So let's take a look here. Let's see what we can figure out. Inside the castle, you can't see it because I don't have enough lighting. There's a lot of room there to man this gun. But when this is closed, they can't fit up there. So here's another problem.
Pick me.
Oh, hey, well, what's up?
I think maybe this. Oops, Kitty Cat just knocked over the kitty cam. Maybe that this castle was designed with multiple perspectives.
Ah,
Maybe that side is designed with the idea that, you know, when it's open, they are still the same place. But maybe with the gun, it's a different perspective where you just have to assume someone's on the gun when it's closed, but when it's open, you have room to put someone there.
Yeah.
And that they're covered on all three sides.
I see. Yeah, that's a good point. And if someone's already up there, like, let's say it's open, you got someone up there, then you close it, they'd still be up there.
Yes. Yeah, they would technically still be up there. But not the big question I think you're getting at is how do you get to the gun? Because you can't get to it really when it's open. You can't get to it when it's closed unless you're climbing over the castle. Because you also got to assume that the gun is on the other side of the castle.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so think about it. It's on the other side. It's
right.
So the other idea is using, you have to use your imagination, right? But castles, and I think Castle Grayskull's one of them, is got trebuchets, I think is the name, which is the walkway that's on top of the castle. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
And it's usually in a square format,
Okay.
right? Where each corner is kind of like a circle, and that they're all connected with a with like a corridor. Most castles you'll see it, or it'll be on the castle wall. You'll see them, the walkways on the walls, and maybe this is kind of symbolic of, I'm not even think I'm saying it right. Trebuchet, I don't know what it's called, but the walkways on top of the castle. So even when you open it up, you just got to kind of pretend those walkways exist.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's your toy. You can imagine it.
But I still like to have, like, I don't know. It just, I don't know.
I mean, other than walking on the castle, how would you get to it?
Right.
I mean, there still doesn't seem to be a way. Go ahead, keep watching.
If you have your castle opened, then you go to close it. They're on here on this platform. And gun's up here. And they can no longer man the gun. However, this gun was designed to protect Castle Grayskull when on the outside. So, is the platform on the inside? And part of the gun is sticking out on the outside, and they're actually in here, but this piece here is not to scale to what the figures are. You had the same problem on the original Grayskull. Now, this obviously is the scale, because you can get a figure up there. They're a little smaller than your average He-Man figure. I can get a bunch of figures up here at one time. And I think that with the He-Man figures, I can maybe get 1, 2, maybe 3 up there. Not comfortably, but look here. I got these guys all up here comfortably. So, with that being said, the main issue now is this, the gun. How to get to it. How to gain access. And what is the deal? If it's supposed to be up here, this should not be blocking this. Let me give you an example. That piece there on the original castle is on this side.
Oh my goodness, I got it.
See how this is open? Now let's say this gun is on the platform up here. This is open. You could fit a figure on top there without this being any way, shape, or form in the way, because it slides way up here. So I guess my point is, because this is the same thing, but they scaled it down to size, so, and scaled it back so that this part's more open. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know if we'll.
Okay, you got an idea?
I have the answer.
Oh man. Okay, I'd love to hear this.
All right, I just sent you a picture in Google Hangouts.
Oh my gosh. Okay. That was pretty much the end of the video.
You're gonna love this.
Okay. Let me get over here. Solomon says, "You're killing me here." It's Batman. I don't think he'd have a problem. It's like, damn, open it.
It's Batman. I don't think he'd have a problem. That's too funny. All right, let me check out this picture, and I have the solution for you.
Okay, cool. Oh yeah, I need to get the Hangouts, don't I?
Yeah.
Do.
Unless you want me to just, I could just share it too. Either way.
I think I got it. Let's see here. Go to What You Be Doodle. Oh well, yeah, that's the original artwork there. Okay.
Yeah. So bring that up, and I'll show you.
Oh.
Yeah. Let me talk through it though. Give me this one. I need this one.
Okay. No, I'll shut up, so to speak.
Let me know when you bring it up.
Hold on, let me share my screen. All right. Yeah, but okay. Yeah.
This is what I was imagining, and it's okay.
Oh my gosh. Oh my
All
God.
right.
Okay, here we go.
So here we go. Okay, so you can see where the flag is, and you can see the flag is all one circle, right? But then when you look at where the gun is, all right,
Yeah.
so the gun has no cover to it, right?
Right.
So the gun has no cover, but there is a cover on the castle on the back side of it. There's a cover, and there's the cover. It actually is a fully covered tower in the very end of it.
Mhm.
So they're not actually the same room. So when you open it, they're actually separate areas. But when you close it, even though it looks like they're the same area, they're not technically the same area because while the toy only has 2 towers, the actual Castle Grayskull has 4, which makes me think that you're missing a tower. So in the toy, you don't have a tower. The other thing is the multiple perspectives, like I was talking about. So Castle Grayskull, when closed, that's actually wrong, because you're missing 2 sides of the Castle Grayskull. When you open it up into your 90-degree area, on the outside of the castle, you have the 2 sides like you see here.
Mm-hmm.
So your perspective is perfect when the castle is opened from the outside, and then but from the inside, you should, and this is just my theory here, right? Is where you got the second floor, is you actually have a big floor that's kind of invisible on
It goes
each
all the way
level.
across.
It goes all the way across.
Oh,
Yeah. So
yeah.
you could literally walk straight from the elevator to the throne. The throne would be on the other side of the room from the elevator, like literally from one corner to another. But that floor exists technically.
Okay.
Just thinking out loud here. Just thinking out loud here. But because it's a toy, and it's got they have to have it fold up.
That's the thing. Had the toy designers designed it like this, it wouldn't have been as playable as the way they designed it. It just would have been more accurate to the design, and it would have had more logical sense.
Correct.
But you wouldn't been able to get a full, like, open panoramic view of it. Like it would have been.
Yeah, it's they kind of, you can tell from just looking at this picture that you could tell what they did to symbolize this picture in the toy, because it's all there. It's just depending on whether or not that castle is open or closed depends on the perspective of what you're looking at and when you're looking at it.
Right.
So technically, you can walk from the flag. So I mean, technically, you can see that big. There's a walkway from the flag to the covered area. So there's technically a walkway there, so you can walk right across it. And I would bet, just using my imagination, is that there's also a walkway from the flag to the gun, probably behind the skull, but it's got to be there. I would assume that it's there, that it goes all the way from 4 corners. Worst case scenario, you would go from the flag to the covered area to a tower you can't see to the gun. I can't believe we're going this deep into Castle Grayskull.
Well, I just, when I was doing the joke of him jumping up there to try to get up there, that's what started this whole thing. And then just like it got me to thinking about all this, and it's like,
I mean, even more is what we call the door is obviously a drawbridge. So it being a drawbridge,
and which, by the way, they call the jaw bridge.
Oh, of course they do. Of course they do. But it's technically huge.
Oh yeah.
So He-Man would even at his tallest would only be up to that line that's on the door, because this you got to think of 3 levels here, at least 3 levels in this castle. So So, but the He-Man figure is obviously, I mean, he's almost bigger than the door.
Right. They definitely did not make it up to scale.
No, they didn't.
Uh,
But I tell you, I that picture makes things
yeah.
clear when it comes to what they were trying to go for with the toy, because you see the covered area and you see the gun, and but when on the toy, when they're closed, they look like they're the same thing, but they're technically not.
Right. This part here is over here when it's
Yep.
closed.
When it's closed.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So, and you're right, because it doesn't make sense, and you notice that in the toy.
Right.
And that it doesn't make any sense. And why would it be covered? The gun is way taller. And you're right. The gun should be able to turn around and shoot multiple things. And in this picture, it can. Or there's technically this. There might be another gun on the back side to cover the back side of it. Who knows? I mean, I wouldn't know. I've never seen a gun in a castle before. Have you? Only in Castle Grayskull.
No, that's the thing. We're talking about Masters Universe. We're talking about that the other day. Is that they sort of mix a whole lot of different genres with different things, like knights and like Dungeons and Dragons with like Star Wars and Star Trek, and like they have laser weapons and. But they also have swords and axes and stuff like that too. So I mean, it's like weird. I've never seen a castle with a gun on it, let alone a laser gun. But that also brings me back to I did a. Are we done with this?
I think we're done with this. Yes.
All right, cool. But that also brings me back to I did a Star Trek Next Generation crossover with Masters of the Universe.
why haven't we seen that one?
Oh,
That's
man.
Amazing.
We're going to. Yeah, we will someday. Maybe when we do our Masters of the Universe stop motion marathon on Saturday.
Okay.
With the first episode being Star Trek Next Generation stop motion double feature.
Double feature.
Yeah. Our two-parter, as I like to call it. So yeah, we've worked on this broadcast for nearly 2 hours now, dude.
Yes, we did. Which we were going to call it a short broadcast, and ended up being a big broadcast.
Yeah, it's like a regular broadcast, really.
Yeah.
When you think about it.
Oh, hey, check this out. I have a kitty cat dreaming. We can keep talking, but we can watch a dreaming kitty cat.
I'm wondering what would happen if I talked really loud.
She can't hear you. Well, I guess she technically would be able to hear you.
Wow.
I'm like right here.
I think the whole world would be able to hear me. Are you ready?
Yeah.
You might want to take your headset down for a second.
Okay.
I don't know. This is going to get really loud. Like I have a really good baritone. Hold on. Okay, people, ladies and gentlemen in the audience, if you guys think that I'm loud when I do my intros, you have no idea. You have no idea. Hey, Keith's dad.
Yeah.
Do you remember that laugh I had you do that one time? Or not the laugh, but that thing I had you do is like, oh my God. Like really extremely loud.
No, did it? Yes.
Yeah. No, it's like is when your Keurig blew up. Like I think either the second time or first time, I can't remember. But it's like it was. You said, "Oh my God!" And you're like, "Wait a minute, no, I could do this better. Hold on." And then you did it like really loud. You went from going, "Oh my God," to wait, no, let me do that better. I could do that better. And then you went, Oh my God!
Okay, I remember. Yeah, the me and the me and the Mandela affected family. Gotcha.
Here's me, like if I saw Michael Fontaine and I was walking out of the grocery store, but there was a lot of noise going on because people were like, it was a year ago, and people were trying to steal all the toilet paper, or not steal it, but take it all. And they were just like being really loud, obnoxious, and there's so many like cash registers were making noises and all this stuff, right? And also it was a motorcycle week, so you'd hear all the motorcycles. They're really loud. So I say Michael Fontaine, but he can't hear me. Here's how I would say his name if I had to be that loud. Okay, brace yourself for this. Okay, you ready?
Braced.
Michael Fontaine! Oh, wait, no.
wait, no.
I could do that better. Hold on.
Here, ready. I tell you what, I'm gonna put the headphones kind of near the kitty cat, and let's see if you can wake the kitty cat up.
Okay. All right. Let me know when you're ready.
All right, we're ready.
Michael Fontaine. Oh man. That did
Nope.
not do it.
She's unimpressed.
Oh man. Oh, I guess I wasn't. You know it's bad when you're not loud enough for a cat because they can hear everything.
It's like right there in her ear.
Everything.
Too. Try making kitty cat noises.
Meow. I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, I don't know.
You got something.
Yeah. I don't know if I start like barking like a dog or something. Maybe that would work. But anyway, we had Solomon here tonight. We had Milo Fire. She's been here for the longest dang time. Thanks for sticking around with us, Milo Fire. We got, let's see. I believe Keith's dad was in here at one point.
Yeah, I was in here once or twice. Miss Connie Joe popped in a few times.
Oh man, it must have started storming bad there. Shit. I'm sorry, Connie Joe. Let us know, like, if you watch this later. I know she's not on here now, but if you watch this later, let us know how bad it got. Like, I mean, like, hopefully she's okay and everything has power after that. And then just like, let us, I'd like to know that. Wouldn't you? Like, that'd be kind of something to hear.
Yeah, I would.
Because, like, you know, I'm hoping it didn't get too bad. You know what I'm saying? I hate storms. I'll be honest with you. I'm one of those guys. Like, have you ever seen the movie Ted?
Yes.
Like, I'm one of those guys. I'm not even gonna lie. I need a thunder buddy, man.
Thunder buddy. I am one of those people that I love when there's a thunderstorm. I'll actually take my couch and put it to the window and watch a thunderstorm like out the picture window. Yeah, I have a story of it was 4th of July and I was out cooking with the kids and it started to rain and we had a lightning storm and I had the kids outside and I was trying to like teach them, you know, not to really be scared of the thunder and the lightning. It wasn't,
right.
You know, just, I mean, you don't go running around, you know, with a metal pole or anything, but you don't have to be scared of it. And wouldn't you know, while I was talking with them, lightning struck like 50 feet away from us.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you've ever had that happen, but lightning that strikes that close to you has a weird effect. It sounds different than normal lightning. Like it makes a big crash, but then there's like there's almost like a sizzling sound that you hear as well. Like
wow,
it's a weird, it's a sound that thunder just shouldn't make. You know, it's I can't even explain it, but it's such a weird sound. It's
kind of like this.
By the power of Grayskull.
Speaking of which,
Uh-huh.
I have a new idea.
Oh, okay. Here we go. New Castle Grayskull logic sense theory.
Yes, I have
All right.
I have a new idea for a TV show.
Okay.
We're gonna call it He-Man, just the Prince Adam stuff.
Oh man. Could you imagine? Oh man. Oh man.
He-Man, just the Prince Adam stuff. Yeah, it'll be a story of him, running a kingdom and not really running. Look, you got active kitty. I would just want to use the cat as my avatar from now on.
There you go.
Just
Yeah.
live stream a kitty the whole time. She doesn't move.
Right.
She's just like every once in a while she get active. But yeah, so I think we should do that. The Prince Adam Chronicles.
Oh man.
He never turns to He-Man.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I thought of something similar to that, but it was with Ghostbusters. Like they never get a call. Like we just see them kind of meandering around the house. They're playing cards, or they're like, they're sleeping, or
You could have Ghostbusters 1.5, which is the time from the end of the first Ghostbusters to the beginning of the second, where nothing happens. We get to watch Vakesman's public TV episodes.
Oh man. No, I thought about this. Like, I think I did a movie I'd never put on YouTube, but it was the X-Men. And literally, like, for the first half hour or whatever it was, all they were doing was just like everyday things. They weren't even like they weren't even like fighting any enemies or like using their powers or nothing, just like watching TV. I think Logan was drinking beer and it's
What's
just
in X-Men? What's the name of their academy?
I think it's Xavier's School of
For the Gifted.
for the
Xavier's
gifted.
School for
Yeah.
the Gifted. Yeah, we could have Xavier's School for the Gifted. C minus students. That's what you could do.
Well, here's a good one. How about Star Trek: The Next Generation, where nothing goes wrong?
It's funny. Harry Potter. They have a Harry Potter musical, right? And we say these things, and they actually did it. There's a musical called Hufflepuff, where it's the Hufflepuffs, class. And I mean, Hufflepuff, nothing ever happened in Hufflepuff. Nothing ever. If you remember you always had Gryffindor and you had Slytherin. But Hufflepuff was just this thing that no one ever thought about. And yeah, this was a musical, an actual Broadway musical.
Oh my God.
Called Hufflepuff. But I mean, and not only that, they're starting to do that. Look at Lower Decks, Star Trek Lower Decks.
Oh,
I mean, that's straight up what we're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. No, I just wanted to see like Captain's Holiday, but where he actually gets to relax and enjoy himself. But there's still going to be a few shenanigans, like there were in that episode, like that buzzy ball that flies by him, or okay, check it out. No, wait. All of this is like him trying to lay there and read a book while horny women are just coming up to him, constantly bugging him. Constantly pestering him, and then also like annoying little Ferengi men are like always during the whole episode that nothing happens. Like there's no, you take out the part where those aliens are trying to get him to find the thing, and then what's her name? What was her name? Vosh. Vosh is there, and she's trying. Nothing happens. Like we could just make that into that episode, but it kind of goes as planned. Like he just goes on vacation, but he has normal shenanigans, you know, like the rest of us would.
By the way, I just finished watching that episode where Vosh comes back, the girl from Captain's Holiday.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, why did they bring her back whatsoever? Because she was one of the most forgettable characters in the world in Captain's Holiday. Heck, I would, if I had a worst 5 for that season, that would have been on it. I thought that was not the greatest of episodes, which is sad because season 3 was phenomenal. It's really one of their best seasons. And then season 4, it's like they almost like said, they go, oh, you know, we're going to have a Q episode, but, you know, we don't want the ratings to be too high. Okay, bring in Bash. Oh, okay, we'll do that. So they're both in it. It's so terrible. She's so terrible. She's a terrible actress.
She is.
I mean, maybe she's not a terrible actress. She's just a terrible character. You know, I don't know. She just seems over the top.
I see I understand. Yep.
I like the Ferengi better.
Oh no. Oh man, that's pretty bad when you like the Ferengi better.
Oh man, I tell you, there is a spinoff we could do. You know, the Ferengis.
Ferengis.
Star Trek, the Ferengis. You know, because that's something we see. They've gone into very incredible depth with Klingons, right? Very incredible depth with Klingons. Very incredible depth with Vulcans, right? But Ferengis, we don't know very much about them whatsoever, other than, you know, they love money, they love trade, they live on a swamp planet, and their women don't wear clothes. That's really all we know about the Ferengis when it comes to their race and stuff. And I would love to learn about how they became where they became. You know, how they, because wait, do Ferengi have cloaking devices?
Not. I don't think so.
I don't think so. We know Klingons do,
unless they like bordered for them or stole them or something.
Possibly.
But not. It seems like they don't have anything that's actually theirs. I mean, not really. Is anything really a Ferengi's? I mean, when you think about it.
I mean, there are Ferengi scientists that we know about, because remember that I think you mentioned it, the one episode where the Ferengi is like valued very, very little on his planet or something like that.
Yeah.
Or was it the Klingon?
Well, it was the Klingon, but I think a Ferengi scientist was on there too. Because
I think he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was kind of smart, but you know, if you have a Ferengi scientist, that makes sense though, because we kind of do that today. You know, when we invent something, we kind of are doing it for the money,
right?
Which is what a Ferengi would do. They would get smart to kind of do it for the money. I will say, I think I found my number 1 episode. I'm not gonna, maybe I haven't finished watching them all, but just to give you guys a heads up, I believe the episode is called wait, hold on. I just need 1 second. Just one. Just 1 second.
Yeah.
The episode is called The Drumhead. I believe that might end up being my favorite. Is it okay if I talk about it for a second?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. This episode is the one, it really talks about the Federation. You know, when you watch Picard right now, Picard ended up leaving Starfleet. Spoilers, by the way, but Picard ended up leaving Starfleet because of a the Federation turned into something that he didn't like, and so he ended up leaving. In this, the Drumhead, it takes us back to like the time of the Salem witch trials, where they were investigating one thing, but that investigation broke open into investigating everything, basically. And that's what they do in the Drumhead. They find a Klingon who's a traitor on the ship, and but then they start going after the Klingon's doctor. And then when Picard calls out and says, "I don't like this," they start going after Picard. And they're all doing it to try to root out these conspiracies that don't exactly exist. And what it ends up doing is it ends up showing a few things. One is everybody can put people's actions into a poor light regardless of what it is. They talk about how Picard broke the Prime Directive like 19 times in the past 3 years, which I believe that he probably did. How could he stay as a captain when he was assimilated by the Borg and gave all the secrets to the Borg? Well,
Wait a second.
did,
Wait
but-
1 second here. Wait.
Yeah.
I think might be one of my favorite episodes too. Is this the one where they bring in Captain Jellicoe?
I don't know, Captain Jellicoe.
Oh
No, this is about a spy, which turns into a witch hunt.
And Captain Picard has a speech about how.
The one that I'm sorry. No, yeah, I'm interrupting you, but
Okay.
I know the one that I'm thinking of. The Four Lights one was the one where they brought in Captain Jellicoe.
Do we have that? I don't think we have that in this season. It's not this season. I don't think, is it?
No.
I don't think so. But yeah, this one really spoke to me, the Drumhead, because it really shows how, I mean, we do it in politics, how we go after this witch hunt. For instance, like when it comes to the masks or no masks. Well, it doesn't have to be either or. It doesn't have to be full-fledged one way or full-fledged another way. BLM doesn't have to be a full-on terrorist group, and it doesn't have to be a force of good. It can be a mixture. Police, you don't have to. It's not that you either hate the police or love the police. You can have mixed feelings. You can think some things are bad and think some things are good. And the Drumhead talks about this. Captain Picard talks directly about that, how our freedom can be put in jeopardy so easily when you go down this route of witch hunting. And I absolutely love
yeah. Okay, now I know the one you're talking about. Oh my God, I almost forgot. Yeah, the woman is the whatchamadoodle. She's totally against Romulans.
Yes, she is. Yeah.
And she's got that young dude who is I guess an ensign or whatever, and he's on trial because they think that he's responsible for blowing up the warp core, right?
Right. Which ends up being an accident. It ends up being an accident.
Yeah.
But they don't stop.
It turns out that he has some Romulan blood in him, and he lied on his application or something. Or he didn't lie, but he didn't put that down or something.
He did. He said his parent was Vulcan. His grandparent was Vulcan, when in fact his grandparent was Romulan.
Yep. Oh yeah, I love that episode, dude.
Yeah, that might end up being. I mean, it's gonna be close, but that I watched that episode and I was like, wow, Captain Picard, the what he's talking about when he's on the stand and he makes a statement, what he talks about is to the core. The things we got to watch out for in our own society. It's when common sense no longer rules and you start going on this witch hunt. This is by the people who somebody could cure cancer, but if they used if they said a racist statement 20 years ago, well, you know what? They're going to get thrown under the bus. And it's like, no, it doesn't work that way. You know, you can't do that. You can't witch hunt people like that. You know, you really gotta. I mean, if they're not hurting society, leave them alone.
Yep.
I mean, it's really as easy as that. If their action that you're about to bring up is not currently hurting society, leave it alone. People can change. People are dynamic creatures, and Picard talks about this, and I absolutely loved that episode. It was actually, it's probably gonna be on the list, so we'll end up talking about it later. But actually, I'm getting to the point because that's episode 21. All the episodes after 21 are really good. You know, they're really good because you got that Half a Life one where Deanna's mom meets a guy that he has to go back to his world to die because he's 60 years old. That was a pretty good episode too. Yeah.
By the way, that guy, I don't know if you got into MASH or anything like that, but he was Charles from MASH.
I do remember him.
Yeah.
Yes, but I never really watched MASH. MASH was a little before my time too.
Right.
Then you got The Host, which brings in the first symbiont. Which there's a girl in Deep Space Nine who's a symbiont. So this is the first time they're brought into the Star Trek universes with this guy, which is funny because in this one, I'm trying to think of what their race was, but he's got all these like facial bumps on his forehead and stuff. And you could tell when they decided to bring the character in for Deep Space Nine, they changed what the race looks like because you know, you couldn't have this, you know, this sex symbol that had bumps all over the face and like a nose job and stuff. So they're like, let's just put spots down her neck. So that's they completely changed that race completely. But then you got Redemption, which is a big one for Worf. That's the big one. You got In Theory, which is hilarious. When Data tries out a relationship. Oh my goodness, I remember that. That's so much funny.
Oh yeah.
You remember when he gets angry and he's like,
yeah.
"Oh, I thought a lover's argument is natural." And it's just the most unnatural thing in the world. And then at the very end, like it's such a big depressing moment at the very end because she's super emotional that the relationship has ended, and he's just like, "Yeah, okay,
right,
bye." Yeah, that's it. That's all. That's it. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to just the few episodes that I have left. But to be honest, this is a season of character development. That's what it is. It's a season of backstory and really fleshing out these characters. You know, we flesh out Picard and family, which should have been called The Best of Both Worlds Part 3. Is really, you know, I mean, but yeah, that's all about Picard's background. We get a little bit more of we get to meet Worf's parents in it, you know. We get I'm trying to think of Reunion. We get some more Worf. The Final Mission, we get a Wesley episode, which will probably be on my
episode, The Final Mission.
Yeah, that one's really good. You get Deanna Troi when she loses her Beta Z power, you know, her empathetic powers, which is quite the backstory to it. Heck, we get the first Kardashians. I mean, things happen in this season, but it tends to be more backstory than anything else. You know, yeah, then we have Galaxy's Child, which is which is the most cringe-worthy episode ever of Star Trek. That's the one with Leah Brahms,
Oh, yeah.
where she actually comes and Geordi is like fawns over her and she just like dismisses them, and then she finds the actual recording. When you're touching, when you look at this engine, you're looking at me. When you touch it, it's me. It's like,
Oh, yeah.
oh, that's the worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
That's the worst.
That would suck to walk in on that.
That would be the worst. Oh, you get more of let me see. That's another one. You get more of Barkley with the Nth Degree.
Woo, yeah.
Which is a very, I mean, Barkley is a very underdeveloped character. He's, I mean, because he's a very, you know, what's the word? He's a very stressed character all the time. But then when you watch the Nth Degree, I mean, he straight up goes full confident.
Oh, yeah.
It's very interesting. Then you got the worst Q episode ever, Cupid. I mean, it's kind. I mean, they tried because that's the one with the Robin Hood, but it just wasn't that good. Anyway, that's it. We can end the show now, unless everyone's watching the kitty cat knock over the camera.
That's some good stuff right there, though. Yeah. You know, I just want to say one thing though.
Just one thing.
You know, with me, it's not so much the storms. Like, I'm good with thunderstorm. It's just like a thunderstorm, you know, boom, boom, lightning, rain. Even if it's lots of rain, I'm just like, okay, cool. Bring on the noise, bring on the rain, bring on the lightning. Fine. Good. We're good. But when it comes to it's doing that, plus now I'm seeing like pea-sized hell come from the sky, and then like some strong winds are coming down. I'm not cool with that. You know, that's the part that gets me. That's the part that puts me on my nerves end, is when I see that wind coming. I'm like, all right, what's going to happen next? And then you start hearing the tornado sirens. And you're like, oh boy. Yeah, I'm done for. Guess I'll go and stand in the hallway. You know, that's me. That's me where I'm at. You know,
I mean, I don't think I've never ever stood in a hallway, but things never really get that bad where I am. I've never been in a place. Heck, I went to California for like 2.5 years and never felt an earthquake.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, just a regular old thunderstorm. In fact, when I was a kid, thunderstorms, they never scared me. I was just like, look out my window and watch them, like you're saying.
Yeah, I love watching them.
But as an adult, especially when you live almost like in Tornado Alley your whole life, then you like, I've never actually seen a tornado. Like, I've never experienced that. I did, however, experience an inland hurricane. What they call an inland hurricane, where you have hurricane force winds, but you don't, like, we don't live near an ocean or anything like that. But apparently you could still get like a hurricane where you have lakes around you. I guess you could still have one.
Yeah.
So we did have that. And it was like, that is the strongest winds I think I've ever seen in my life. Like, it was like 80 mile per hour winds, but it was straight line winds. It wasn't like, I guess, when you have a tornado where it's in suction winds. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's totally
cool. I mean, I've had my share of hurricanes. I mean, North Carolina, for some reason, the hurricane always hits Florida and then skips the Carolinas and then goes to New Jersey, New York, and New England. But it tends that we don't really get hurricanes even in North Carolina. So we don't get very much of anything.
So I guess, you know, it's different for you. you can enjoy a thunderstorm. I have to worry about like a tornado coming to get you.
Yeah, no. Yeah, when it's a thunderstorm, it's just a thunderstorm. We don't have to worry
Right.
about any tornadoes. And if it's, I mean, we can get tornadoes. North Carolina does get tornadoes, just not where we are.
Right. No, where I'm at, man, it's definitely a real concern. And that's why I am the way I am. About
She did it
every time.
every time she stretches.
Yeah.
Let's go.
But anyway, that's the end of that conversation. So, well, I just wanted to say, Keith's dad, once again, I had a really good time being here. I'd like to thank our audience, Michael Fontaine, Salmi, Milo Fire 2000, Connie Joe Wood, and of course, the ever so lastly, what was his name again? Dog Without Fleas. He was here as well as Lightning Lives Matter. I think there was in here, and Jock Stones 2000. No, I made up all of those names. You know that? Isn't that sad? Making up names. But Milo Fire and Michael Fontaine, Not Solomon, and Connie Joe, those were the ones that are actually real.
Yes, thank you guys. Thank you very much. And go touch a kitty's ear like this and see if they don't wake up.
Something you could try at home, guys. But yeah. You know what? Hold on. I'm gonna make something real quick. I don't want to end the show just yet because I have something I want to make. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna mute up. I'm gonna go make it.
Okay.
And while I'm doing that, you go ahead and just, I don't know, tell a story. Tell a story. Do a dance. I don't care what. Just keep those 20 Borg from getting in.
Let's see if we can annoy the kitty cat awake. Anything? No.
I'll be right back.
All right. I love just chit chat and you guys know, I mean, really the reason why we talking all about Star Trek is because we got that next week. This time next week we'll be talking about season 4. I'll get a presentation together and we can talk about season 4. So make sure you guys watch Star Trek season 4. It's on Amazon Prime if you got it. If not, you can go look somewhere else for it and start watching some of the episodes because we'll end up talking about them. They'll be fresh in our minds, so we'll talk about them. Heck, you could even just watch maybe some top 5 videos that are out there. I know there's some season 4 videos out there on YouTube, which you can just like that will just summarize the episode. That works too. But yeah, you should join us for that. The other thing is, there was something I wanted to show you guys when we were talking about toys, and I was talking about the things that I liked was pound puppies, and I wanted to show you my pound puppy. We'll just stick it right here on the kitty cat. There he is. There's my pound puppy. As you can see, he's legit too. Am I bothering your kitty cat? No, I'm not. There's the pound puppy. This was the style of pound puppy that I had when I was a kid. Like this markings and everything. The little markings on the side. This was the same type of pound puppy. This is a newer pound puppy though. But I do have my older one. He's running around here somewhere, and he's a pound puppy that I had ever since I was ever since I can remember, but he's like put away. He's not around anymore. I keep them all locked up because I have kids and I don't want them to get destroyed because that's what he would end up doing is getting destroyed. You know what's funny is we got the kitty cat here, but if I get up when I'm ready and I'm going to bed, this kitty cat will wake up and she will follow me upstairs and she'll lay right next to me while we sleep. And she'll sleep all night. I love how, like, I almost want to just have the kitty cam
as my avatar, like because she doesn't move. It's just like it's you see, it's just like an avatar, only it's the kitty cat. But she won't. She'll just, when she's near me, she just falls asleep. That's it. She's like this all the time. She's just so almost like lethargic every time she's near me. She just trusts so much. I recommend you guys to get an animal, whether it's a dog, cat, pet iguana, or anything, and you know, try to get this, because this right here is what it's all about. Not only that, I make a perfect bad guy. You know, just a bad guy like that, in the Inspector Gadget evil guy, you know, who just has the cat on his lap. She does that too, and so I'd make for a good evil villain. Even now, just petting my cat while she's sleeping. She don't care. She don't care. She loves it. She loves everything about it. So, but thank you. I don't know what Hebrew has planned, but I do want to thank you guys for coming. Everything's been absolutely fantastically fun. Watching the video, and we talked about tornadoes. Speaking of tornadoes, let's see if we can get we can get another tornado. All right, how about this? Instead of women like tornadoes, how about kids? Kids are like tornadoes. They're neat to watch, but you can't help but be scared when they head for your house. Oh, good golly. So a tornado tore through a trailer park and caused thousands of dollars of improvements. That's terrible.
I like that one. That one's the best one of any of them.
Did you hear about the tornado that tore through a cemetery?
No.
Hundreds turned up dead.
Oh yeah. Well, just for the heck of it, here's your laugh. Here's okay. I'm gonna try to do it. I'm not sure
Okay.
if I've improved it or not, but here we go. How's that?
Yes.
Okay. Well, hey, you know what? We're down to one viewer, so let me go ahead and
Yeah.
let's wrap things up and get the heck out of here. Here's a special, I said special message from the boss. That's the boss. That's right, folks. Not just the manager, but the head cheese himself. Taking a while for Hangouts to get there. The boss of Silverhawks. I got to learn what this guy's name is someday. I have no idea who he is. So, all right. Here he is to sign me off. And we'll see you guys. Well, I'll let him say it. I'll let him say it all. So let me share my screen. I guess I should have had that going while I was blah, blah, blahing. So, all right. Good night, everybody. Make sure I'm sharing my screen. Yes, I am, but not the way I want to share it. Hold on. Like, here's how I want to share it. Boom. All right. Yeah. Okay. Here we go.
Commander Bert Stargazer.
That's his name?
That's his name.
Oh, man. Well, here's Commander Bert Stargazer to sign us off. All right. You ready for this? Here he is.
Well, guys, thanks for being here. Thanks for another lovely night of entertainment. I'd also like to thank Keith's dad. Keith's dad, anytime you want to join the Silverhawks, we're always open-minded individuals. You don't have to actually be a hawk to do so per se. I am really sad that Saji couldn't be here, but you know, he was blow drying his hair, and he got like a really huge blow dryer, and it short circuited, and it set his house on fire, burnt the entire house down. Even all of his clothes caught on fire, and they all burnt down too. So he had to go to the store and get all new clothes. And he had to go there with like a plastic garbage bag on to protect his nudiness. So anyway, from Silverhawk's boss, we will see all you guys on Thursday, or get this, kids, we may have a special on Saturday called He-Man and the Masters of the Universe Stop Motion Marathon. Until then, hey, what are you guys doing with my socks? You better not be throwing those socks in the fan. If I see those socks in the fan, I'm gonna be, oh, that's it. That's it. I'm really pissed now.
Well, that does it for tonight's show. It's been real, and it's been fun. And yes, it's even been real fun. But as all good things do, they must end. But remember, there will always be another show. Oh, at least I hope there'll be another show. As long as my internet keeps going and I'm still alive, I guess there'll be another show. But anyway, until next time, remember that snakes don't always bite. But when they do bite, oh, brother, it really hurts. So long, everybody. Ha ha. Yeah. Hey, do you like this music? It's completely free. Oh yeah. Dig that jam. Ha ha. See ya.